Everybody, welcome to Stack Your Points. Thanks for watching and listening. And this is the Friday Q&A segment. So your questions, we answer them, sometimes up to an hour, sometimes it creates its own episode in and of itself. So if you have questions, always feel free to drop them on the YouTube channel or email us at stackyourpoints@gmail.com. But we hope you enjoy this week's Q&A session. Thanks for watching and listening. Welcome to another episode of Stack Your Points. As always, I'm Matt from the Matt Clausen YouTube channel, joined by our lovely cast, including RJ from Do You Take Cards. RJ, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty well today. I am very happy to be with you, wonderful gentlemen, on this Monday night.
Thank you, RJ. And Tariq from Reek's Rewards, how are you doing today?
I am good. A little tired because I spent my entire day driving from Oklahoma City back home because I visited my dad over the weekend. But I didn't have to work today, so that's a plus for me.
Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, we have Lonnie from the Call Me Lonnie YouTube channel. Lonnie, how are you doing today?
I mean, can I be tired too? If everybody's tired, can we just make it a thing tonight? And I also realized that I haven't recuperated from holiday travel yet, so I'm literally and legitimately tired.
That is some case of jet lag. And let me just say, I was tired yesterday. I've been tired for months. I'm going to be tired for at least the next 4 years. So, yeah. I have been fighting impulses today, guys. I'm just going to put that out there. And we'll move over to our viewer questions. Our first question comes from friend of the show, Keith, who asks, could you do a segment on food cards? There are so many to choose from, and I can't decide on a food card for 2025. And he lists that there are hotel cards with food categories like the Hilton Surpass and Marriott Bevy, airline cards like the Aeroplan card, Delta Platinum, and Advantage cards, transferable currency cards like the American Express Gold Card, Citi Strata, Savor, and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. My first whack at this is just going to be speaking directly to Keith, but also more broadly, where are you looking to move your points at the end of the day? Where are you looking to generate the most points? If you're looking to generate with a hotel, use your hotel card. Now, the Surpass has a strong grocery category of 6 times Hilton points. The Marriott Bevy, the Bevy is 4 times dining and grocery and gas up to $15,000 in spend in the year. So it has a cap. The Bountiful, which is Chase's version of that card, has the same cap. The Brilliant, I think, is just restaurant. So keep that in mind. The Aeroplan card, if you wanted to focus on airlines and generate points with the Aeroplan card to pay yourself back on travel through the year with a cap of 50,000 points, there's the Aeroplan card. But if you're looking to transfer your points, Amex, if you have the Amex Gold, $75,000 in combined spend between the two categories of dining and U.S. groceries. Use that. Citi Strata, 3 times points on gas and on grocery and dining. Strong card. Savor, 3 times points on grocery and dining. Strong card. If you have a venture card to pool your points to transfer out to Capital One, cool. And the Sapphire Preferred is online grocery, which is trash, but easy to hack, and dining, which, if you listen to Lonnie and I, you don't have to have a dining category to get groceries to code 3% on Chase. Just going to put that out there.
You're supposed to say travel hack alert.
Travel hack alert. Sorry. I do it on my regular videos. I forgot about it here. My apologies. So Keith, and more broadly, where do you want your points to go? Once you answer that question, then you can strategize which card is going to be your card of choice. I'll turn it over to RJ. Any other thoughts here?
So I think when we talk about credit cards, we as humans like the best or the top 10 list or whatever, right? But ultimately, you have to do 2 things. Look at what sort of the best cards in the category are, quote, best cards in the category, and then rank those cards based on what is the best for you. If I'm somebody who wants Amex points, then the Strata could, in theory, out earn another card but it's not going to be the best for me. So what does it matter if it quote out earns it or not? The gold is going to be the best card for me in that situation, right? So I think figuring out your strategy, again, as Lonnie and I have said 1.5 billion times, pick your partners, go from there. Pick your partners, go from there. If you have a ecosystem you want to earn the most points in over the year, food is a major expense for most American households. I mean, most households in the world, but I'm focusing on America here for the moment. So that is a major expense. That's going to earn you a lot of points. As some of friends of the show, spend more than some people's salary in food every year just feeding their family. So major driver of points. That means it's a it's a big ticket item you want to earn your points in your primary ecosystem. If you don't have a primary ecosystem, then I don't know what to tell you because you're living your life in a wild and crazy way and I don't approve of you. But yeah, pick your favorite ecosystem, get the card or use the card from that ecosystem. Like that's ultimately my advice.
Yeah, the only thing I'll throw in here is food is a major expense item, and it's going to depend on where you're buying your food as well. If you're going to a regular grocery store, all of these options that are highlighted in the question and that I've gone through, you're good. If you shop at warehouse and discount clubs, you are so up a tree with any of the cards mentioned here, with the possible exception of the Surpass, unless that discount club happens to be Costco. In which case you are in fact host.
Get a cashback card if you shop at warehouses and you don't want like the BJ's card or the Sam's Club card or whatever. Just go cashback. Like this is coming from me, guys. Like I'm suggesting the cashback here, so it must be true.
If that's Costco, make sure it's a Visa cashback card.
Absolutely. You're gonna mess around and pull out a MasterCard, and Costco's gonna look at you and laugh and tell you to get out.
Yeah, I hear the Costco police have you immediately get rid of all the apple sausages that you've been sampling throughout your trip.
Look, this is the same warehouse that has facial scanners whenever you scan your cards now. It's getting ridiculous over there.
Yeah, but hot dog's still $1.50. Anyway, Tariq, your thought on food card here.
So for food cards, at least I'm gonna go to dining because Matt, you kind of hit it on the head. Where do you need to top up your points, whether it be transferable currencies, hotels, airlines, et cetera, et cetera? Lately, I've been using my IHG Premier just because I want to top up on as many IHG points as I can get. I mean, I could easily switch that to one of my Chase 3X earning cards. I have the Capital One Savor if I wanted to go cash back like a madman. And I could switch my Bank of America customized cash rewards to dining as well. But I already have enough overlap. I don't need to. But in the event that, and also my Costco card because that gets 3% on there. But I say that to say, in the event of I want to maybe get more Hyatt points, I have the Hyatt card until probably think August or September when that fee hits because I'm canceling that thing. I have options. And if I wanted to earn more UR points, I'm at like 120K. I don't need to earn any more UR points, with the exception of my 5X grocery, well, 9X for this month and then 5X for the rest of the quarter. I'm good on UR points for the time being. And on top of that, because of Lonnie's amazing point stack hack with the world's greatest United app, I will look and see what my dining options are with Mileage Plus X. And if it's one where I can get a gift card, so be like Chili's, Applebee's, I went to Landry's for New Year's Eve. So then I got a stack. I got United Miles and IHG points because I decided to use my IHG card to redeem a gift card for that. So there's plenty of options for points earning for the card that you choose, and you can still stack on top of that. So I say else to say is whatever you need the most points in, or if you need to top up a balance, go for that. If you have options, great. If you only have one, well, just use the one.
Yep. Keith, I can also go into the podcast answers, and I'll utilize a non-cash card for this. I'm going to take that off the pod, but just be on the lookout for that. Lonnie, your thoughts on food cards and where you're going to put your spend?
Now Treat has me chuckling over here because I still have an IHOP gift card for Mileage Plus X with like $60 on it from like a work trip I took a year and a half ago. And all of it, I bought the gift card, and then like one of my teammates was like, "Oh, let's split it." And I'm like, "All right," but I had already bought the gift card, and there's no refund, so I'm just sitting on this IHOP gift card. I might give it away as a members only something. Who knows? But I don't think we can have an episode without somebody mentioning Bill and Tariq mentioning it in PX. He mentions it more than I do, which I'm very proud of, by the way.
But if you the amount of like you open my eyes almost like Bird Box style to Mileage Plus X. And yes, I am going to spread the gospel of that United app in case there is one new podcast listener or watcher, if you're on YouTube, that happens to want to do United. You're going to know about it. It's all because of Lonnie.
They need a referral code. Man, I'd be swimming.
Absolutely, man.
But y'all can have.
You're the reason they don't have a referral code, Lonnie.
Lonnie, you're the reason they don't do a lot of things in that app.
Anyway, I won't have a long answer on this one for Keith because everyone else had basically. We're all going to say the exact same thing, but to break it down in three parts. First, pick your partners, what currency that you're trying to earn, or what is it that you're trying to achieve. And yes, it's okay for that to change. So, like right now, for me in 2025, I'm riding Hilton, but I don't know if I'll be riding Hilton in 2026. And the only reason why I'm doing it is because I took my wife to 2 Waldorfs and a Conrad last year, and there's no going back now. So I'm in the Hilton train this year, which is why I got the Aspire, and hopefully I can get that Surpass without pop-up jail. But don't even need the welcome bonus; it will still work out anyway. To pick your partners, if you don't have partners, pick a transferable points card that will work, and that can be anyone. Just pick one that you would have a safety net of, no matter which way I go. Left, right, straight, backwards. These transferable points I will still get value out of. You're not going to be stuck, with a pocket of points or miles or something that you can't use later. And then last but not least, and this is going to be the controversial side, is look at the point earning last. Because if it's food category, you're probably going to get either 3 points per dollar or 4 points per dollar. So 1 point per dollar is not going to like make or break a vacation for you or a redemption for you. So don't be like, oh, I have to go get Amex Gold because that one gets 4. Or right now the Freedom Flex gets grocery at 5 for Q1, so I have to get that one. Like, get the Built card. It doesn't really have a grocery, but it has literally like a milestone reward where you can get grocery for like 30 days or 60 days, something like that, where it does cover grocery at 2x. But if you can actually use those Built points later, for example, I've mentioned it before, Built transfers to almost everyone, literally almost everyone, but everyone that I pay attention to, Hilton, IHG, United, anyone that I want to, any property or partner that I want to fly or stay at, they transfer to. So even at 2x, if I couldn't get it somewhere else, and in my case, I won't have to. I have a gold card and a Freedom Flex, so I would never use that grocery from Built. But just saying, the option is out there, and I would look at it in those particular tiers on how you want to approach it.
To follow up on that, one last thing I will add on to, if you have a credit card with an associated airline or hotel or something like that, if that credit card includes spending milestones, whether it's towards status or things like the Alaska Airlines Companion Pass, and you need to spend $6,000 a year on Companion Pass, you're only going to get 1 mile per dollar, but that Companion Pass is infinitely more valuable to gain. So if your card has spending perks, I know that, for every X number of $1,000 that you spend on the World of Hyatt personal card, you're going to get however many nights. If you spend decide to dedicate a lot of spend through that card, you're only going to get one times Hilton Hyatt points, but you're also going to spend and earn nights, and those nights will count toward milestone rewards, which will count toward things like, if you get enough of them, you could earn status just through your spend at Hyatt. So you, one thing to sort of break yourself from, you can break yourself from, is it's only going to get a certain number of points, but because of the card structure, you can gain additional benefits from that partner that you've got this card through. Dedicate some spend through it. The Hilton Surpass. Put $15,000 to spend on the Hilton Surpass. Boom, you get a free night certificate at Hilton. And Hilton's are like Hilton is the only chain I've said that I would prioritize free night certificates for use. If you're using even the Hilton Honors card, if you are able to spend $20,000 a year through it and it's your only card, that $20,000 a year is going to guarantee you gold status for the next year. Put $30,000 through a Hilton Aspire. Doesn't have to be grocery. You picked up another free night certificate. Put another $30,000, you're going to get another free night certificate. So now, I'm not saying go out and spend $60,000 a year on your Hilton Aspire card. If you're organically spending $60,000 a year through credit cards, putting it through the Hilton Aspire would make sense. So I'm not telling you to overspend here, but utilize the perks of the cards as well to drive further value for the cards that you have. You don't have to stick to the cards mentioned by Keith. There's plenty of other cards that are cashback cards that also prioritize food. There's caps associated with some cards. Not necessarily going to go into it here. Keith, I'll give you a side quest answer in the Discord. So just be on the lookout for that at some point. Any final thoughts here on food cards? We got nopes all around. Cool. I just wanted to highlight some things there. So thanks, Keith. And before we go into the next question, as always, if you want to ask us a question, please utilize the Friday videos that come out on YouTube. That is our Q&A time. We also have the Stack Your Points Discord. There's the podcast questions section of the Discord. And we have our email address, which is stackyourpoints@gmail.com. Jared, we have not forgotten about you. I'll be answering your email. You should have an answer sometime tomorrow, but you'll be fine. So we'll move over to our next question. It comes from AP, who asks, let's pretend you're all in active duty military and have your credit card fees waived. Now, for those of you who don't know, if you are a member of the armed services and you are active duty, I'm forgetting the exact name of the act, but you are able to get your credit card fees waived. And so you could have however many high-end cards that the issuer in question will give you, and you will not have to pay an annual fee as long as you are active duty and for some time after your service is ended. But this is not lifetime, so just keep that in mind. So for the purposes of this question, we are all active duty, and we have our credit card fees waived. What 5 cards would you get? Repeats are acceptable to maximize your benefits. Tariq, I'll throw to you on this question.
Oh, yeah, cool. Side note, I did wanted to look it up because I was curious. There were 2 laws in place for those. That would be the Service Members Credit Relief Act and the Military Lending Act. So yeah, if you're active duty, for all of our active duty point stackers here, 1, thank you for your service. My dad is currently in the Air Force Reserve, and I have a lot of family that did the military. So high regard for the armed forces. For me, if I was an active duty, I'll say Air Force officer, I would have, give me the platinum because duh. United Club Infinite because I fly United. And give me the Sapphire Reserve because why not? Give me Chase. And then at this point, throw in the Hilton Aspire just because I can get the free night cert for no annual fee and the Bonvoy Brilliant. Why? Because I have no annual fees and I got all the credits and high status. And screw it. Give me the lounge access. Give me all the points. Because if I'm not paying the annual fee for it, why not?
You also get the 85K free night certificate from Marriott
yeah,
on that one.
that too. So yeah, all the benefits, no annual fee cost. By the way, for my armed forces service members, do that, please.
Within reason, because you're going to have to cancel a good number of them when you get out. RJ, we'll throw to you for this one.
Well, I'm gonna get the platinum, the business platinum, the reserve, the JP Marriott card, which takes some effort, but heck, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it. Um, and then obviously the most important card in this lineup is in fact the MasterCard Gold Card. That is the true card that everyone who's looking not to have an annual fee should get.
That is the ultimate flex card. And you know what? Shame on me for not even mentioning that one. But
I
yes,
can't believe you left it out, Trey. Truly, it is an oversight of epic proportion.
I am nothing but a mere plebe to even not even mention the glory of that $995 annual fee 24 karat solid gold card. Why? Because I have no annual fee because I'm a service member and I get a solid gold card.
RJ, I want to congratulate you on the troll job that you've done where everyone is screaming at their monitors right now as they're watching.
I do what I can, guys.
There we go. All right. Lonnie, let's throw to you on this one.
I'm not even gonna lie. I had never heard of the MasterCard Gold Card until literally 28 seconds ago. Anyway, I'm gonna pull a RJ. Not necessarily a Tariq though, but I actually like Tariq's answer a lot. That makes a whole. I like how he deduced the answer of like I'm just gonna get a whole bunch of free nights and not have to pay for them. 2 points, Tariq, right there. That's some strategy right there. That's my boy right there. Anyway, I'm gonna stay in the world of reality for me and what I would do. And for me, it's gonna be the cards that I already have: my Chase Sapphire Reserve, my Amex Platinum, my Amex Gold, my new Hilton Aspire. But then for the fifth card, I'm going to pull a RJ because my wallet might have $1,400, but my heart does not. So I'll get the business platinum in that case.
There we go. Nope. Solid work. No, that's a good, strong lineup right there. I'm bland and boring. I would pick up a second Sapphire Reserve because I like the $300 travel credit. I do. I would pick up 2 platinums because $400 at FHR and all the other nonsense credits. Then we're playing with house money, and why not have $1,400 in annual fees as well? And then for my last 2 cards, which I've been torn because I was just thinking, oh, I could do 1 Amex Platinum and 3 Hilton Aspires, or I could do 2 Amex Platinums and 2 Hilton Aspires. But I'm going to pick up 2 Hilton Aspires to complete. So I'm going to have repeats, but the repeats are the American Express Platinum card and the Hilton Aspire. So I'm going to get at least 2 nights on the Hilton Aspire and build out the rest of my vacation from there. So now I'm only paying for 3 nights in points and tacking on 2 free nights on a big vacation. $400, no, $800 in resort credits because it's $200 every half year.
Yeah, so it's 200 every front half and back half of the year to equal 400 total for the year. But that just means you're going to be pulling the gift card game, but with Hilton Aspire cards. You'll just be checking out like, I need you to swipe this one, and then this one, and then this one.
No, because I'm saving what, $1,100, $1,400. I'm saving like $3,400 in annual fees. You know what I'm going to do with those resorts? I'm going to enjoy those resorts. I'm just going to say, put half on this card, put half on this card. You're going to judge me. I'm sorry, but I'm going to spend $400 at a time. I don't need no gift cards. Gift cards are lazy.
I just looked for some S and Gs just to try to figure out for the cards that I picked how much the annual fees I just did. Yeah, $2,970 for my 5 cards. So nice.
That's less than I pay now.
You pay 2,900. I'm asking for you to repeat the number. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the number.
Oh, $2,970.
Oh, wow.
And RJ pays more than that.
2,975 is my current annual fee.
All right, let's go ahead and play this game because
So a bunch of them are getting cut. So
nah, don't. RJ is loaded. That's just all that means.
With
RJ is not. RJ likes Amex. That's my problem.
With authorized users, I'm at 2,509 a year.
I was not including annual authorized users in my total. That'll bump it up a little bit.
Quite a bit with Amex. Yeah, I have the lowest annual fees of anyone on this podcast.
Are we talking hypothetical or we're talking about current? Because no, I have you beat.
Yes, current, because I have 3 digits. The rest of you have 4.
I have 3.
Dude, I got 3 cards over $500. I'm instantly in 4 digits.
Matt, Matt, you have the Sapphire Reserve. I am lower than you. I'm not including my Hyatt business card because that's probably going to get hacked.
You have to include
you paid the annual fee
for this year.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then if I include that, then yeah, I'm still less than you. I'm still less than your Sapphire Reserve. I'm at 488.
All right, whatever. I'm at 649.
Amateur.
That was RJ, your mic was on.
I know.
She knows.
I looked, made sure it was blue, and then said the word.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
She knows exactly what she did there. All right. So we have answered 5 cards each. Yeah, I'm going to go with 2 platinums, 2 Sapphire Reserves, and Sapphire Reserve, 2 platinums, and 2 Hilton Aspires. There we go. So we're going to move on to our next question, which comes from Kid Kat. And Kid Kat, I am so sorry that this question has just been languishing on the vine forever. It's just been really hard, but we'll get to it here. This is, what insurance companies or coverages do you recommend for additional travel insurance? So I'm going to throw this one over to Lonnie for his thoughts here.
All right. I got a 2-part answer here. One I would recommend, and then what I actually do. The one I would recommend is probably Berkshire Hathaway because it's the one that I'm most familiar with. And it's literally like Mario and Mario Kart. It's just blanket, great across the board. So it's not like peaks and valleys like, oh, this is really covered, but this is not covered. It's just like, we got you covered. And we got you covered no matter what type of vacation it is. Hotel only, covered. Cruise, covered. Airline, covered. All-inclusive resort, covered. They just boom, across the board. But it's also Berkshire Hathaway, so it's probably also, and I have not researched this, but it's pretty safe to say it's probably one of the most expensive ones you can get out there. Well, let me say I haven't researched others. There are others, but that's the one that I'm most familiar with because I follow Berkshire Hathaway. But yeah, it's a multi-billion-dollar company owned by Warren Buffett. Yeah, I'm going to pay attention to that. So
I imagine it's underwritten by Geico.
So for me, what I personally do is I use the travel insurances on my actual credit cards themselves. One, make sure you read every single detail, people. Like we talked about the 3-point font before. Like you got to read between the lines of the 3-point font. But if you actually pay attention to how you book, what you book, when you book, how you do it, whatever, there's such a safety net that you'll never have to worry. I've mentioned this before. I will take a hit on points and book with my Chase Sapphire card because I know it has such great protections. And then the same thing, Amex Platinum actually has some really, 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 really great protections as well if you fully prepay. But you also have to fully pay on your Amex Platinum card. You can't split. You can't. The second you have $1,000 like vacation, all one, your hotel, your car, everything, like all inclusive, whatever you want to call it, all in one trip on one itinerary. And let's say you do your deposit with my CSR, but then I pay the rest of my platinum. I am not covered by the platinum at all, but I'm still covered by the CSR for whatever that deposit was, which what, 250. So you'll get 250 back from Chase, but you're still out the other 750 that you paid on your platinum. So those are the type of things that I would say 100% be aware of. And also Amex, as I mentioned earlier, if you pay with your Chase points, Chase will cover you for your travel insurances. If you pay with your Amex MR points with your platinum card, use your platinum card in the portal, that is, not your gold card, then you're also covered by those protections as well. And if you did something as like Fine Hotels and Resorts, which has to be fully prepaid, cash or via points to get the Fine Hotels and Resorts credit, you're instantly safe. But that's why I would also book my hotel separately than my airline, so I make that one thing is 100% covered on like one card and the other thing's 100% covered on the other card.
Thank you, Lonnie. In addition to Berkshire Hathaway, I know Allianz does a more comprehensive coverage, but it's like $400 a year. But they will cover you for a good number of things outside of what your credit cards will typically cover. Now, I don't know how that stacks in comparison to Berkshire Hathaway, but I do know Allianz is out there that offers a coverage of sorts. I'm just going from the top of my head. But I do believe there's also traveler insurance that you can pick up from your insurance companies of note. Like if you have like Travelers Insurance, that's a company. I think they offer some sort of travel protections for you, and like State Farm or Farmers or your general insurance company should have something for you while you travel. I believe there's plans you can pick up. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I do know Allianz is good. And when you purchase for your trip, you can always just cover per trip for like, there is that section on like booking your airline. You can book additional coverage through Allianz for like an extra $5 or an extra $15, whatever it is on the airline webpage when you're checking out. Most people don't check that box because it's an extra couple of bucks, but that will cover that portion of the trip that you pay. Hotels do it too. Yep.
One extra thing I would add is if you are anywhere apprehensive about your travel insurance, just get a good travel agent. Just do your research, find a good travel agent. They will have you covered, and you never have to pay for a travel agent. You never have to pay for a good one because they don't charge for their services. They get rev share kickback from whatever you're booking and wherever they're sending you. So use a travel agent as well.
Got it. Okay. There's some real-time follow-up that you won't necessarily get plane coverage from your typical insurance, but you may get some things for liability in states based on like some rental protections. But check your policies and check what your typical insurance can provide. Get a solid travel agent if you're really concerned. Read your terms and conditions. Tariq, let me throw over to you real quick. Sorry, we haven't heard from you on this question.
Nah, honestly, yeah, I would have been good just passing over me because I don't do anything with travel insurance. I am the quintessential definition of FIWB when it comes to travel. And at this point, I need to F it, we ball.
Okay.
So I'm not the good person to answer for this because I am about hard-headed, and I'm going to learn the hard way. I have to unfortunately touch the stove to know that it's hot.
Given your track record with applying for the World Hyatt Business Card, yeah, we've learned that over time. So there we go. All right. Yeah, so there's definitely always options out there. You can always do some extended research on insurance companies' coverages. I know Allianz is like the travel insurance company, but definitely check out that Berkshire Hathaway. I don't know if the Berkshire Hathaway would count as a travel purchase, but if you do have like general travel credits on your credit cards, if they code as travel, maybe you'll get something off for that membership or that yearly price if you're traveling a lot, and just learn the ins and outs of your card. Lonnie, was there anything else on that one? Sorry. Oh, okay. All right. We'll move over to our next question, which comes from Double Double Animal Fries, who asks: Is the credit card travel game just a gateway drug to a lifetime addiction to luxury travel? Let me just start this off by saying, of the addictions to have, luxury travel sounds nice, at least for your health. Maybe not your bank accounts or mental health, but there are worse addictions. That is not my final answer. RJ, we'll throw you for this first answer.
So I think this will go to my topic later. Um, I think that it is a gateway to learning about certain tools and can potentially be a gateway to luxury travel. But I would hesitate to say that it is a straight line between those two things. And I think we need to be really careful on how we frame the credit card game in relation to travel. And we don't, as a community, necessarily frame it in a way that is a net positive to people. But I'll expand more in my topic later.
Sounds good. Tariq.
Addiction? No, there ain't no addiction. I mean, let's be honest. We can all quit anytime. So I think we're good on that. It's not an addiction, I think. But in all seriousness, like kind of going back on what RJ said, it opens your eyes to learning, and if it is something that you want to experience the finer things in life, which is probably why I haven't decided to book a first class flight, because I know I'll never be able to go back to economy or maybe even economy plus if I get that first class experience. So that might be one thing. But I think if you are still responsible with it, and it could be like anything, because I mean, if you consume adult beverages and you don't have any control over it, that can be an addiction as well. So, like you said, Matt, it can be a healthy addiction for, health wise, but may not be for your wallet. So all I'm going to say with that is proceed with caution.
What do you mean? You don't want to book the room or Etihad apartments or whatever it is, like Emirates apartments for like a 6-month-old toddler to get their own apartment?
Ooh, I look like Lonnie to you? But I mean, you're looking at the guy who is like doesn't book suites for with my Hyatt points, even though I have the option, because I know I'm probably going to want to book a suite every time.
But we are looking at the guy who can't hold on to Hyatt points for more than a week.
Why do I even say anything?
You left the door open. I'm sorry. I didn't want Lonnie to close it this time. Lonnie, your thoughts here?
No, I'm being really good with Treek over these last. This is like dry Treek January for me. Like, I'm being really good for him.
It just means February is just going to be hell for me.
But I would also add that to first start off, yes, Treek, if you don't want to get addicted to like turning left on the airplane, just keep turning right. When you realize there's a left and you be on the other side of that curtain when they close it after takeoff, and they're just like, and you're on the front side of it, you're just, man, I can still see through it, but it just seems so much better now. And you never want to turn right ever again. But as I had mentioned, as you had mentioned, I'm already there. Like economy plus at the low end, the blue seats on United, I will never sit in a white seat. I can't sit in the back of a bus. I just can never do it again. Like That's why my status is so important to me. Like they give it to me for free. I will never sit there. The purple seats, like on a 787 or any other Dreamliners, great. And it's still free. And it can ruin it. But to go to the question itself, and I don't know if many of you guys know this, but I'm Buddhist. And so we accept everything equally. And I have removed all vices and addiction from my life. And so, yes, this can be something that's not addictive. But if you have an addictive personality, Tariq, it can become a problem. Now, there's another.
Hold on. What happened to Dry Tyrick January, you liar?
I just used the same thing you had just said. You literally scratched your neck as you said it.
Yeah, I was doing it as a joke. I didn't. That was my thing. Me.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Look, we all were here for the breakdown after you got denied for the United card. Like, there might be a problem. You know, the bartender said no more for you tonight. And took your keys. Okay. Anyway, we still love you. But anyway, now the one thing I would say about this travel aspect is treat it just like any other aspect of your life. And one of the things my dad had always taught me is that you never downgrade your lifestyle. Like you always want to help, push yourself forward. And we see that, as you grow up, you live with your parents. And then you might live in a dorm in college, and then you have a roommate with an apartment after college, and then you might move out on your own or move in with a significant other. Then you go solo dolo, and then you buy a house eventually. That's like the chain of like upgrading lifestyle. And the same thing with travel. Like we all probably sat middle seat back of bus next to the bathrooms at one point. We've all probably done it, right? We've all sat in a seat where our knees didn't fit, depending on how tall you are. For me, I've definitely done it. And you want to get out of that scenario. And the more experience you have, you learn how to get out of that scenario. So the credit card game, I wouldn't necessarily say it's an addiction. I would say it's a supplement to get out of, middle seat back of bus. How, eventually you will get to the front, and it might only be that one time. You might earn enough points to be like, hey, we're about to, like Tariq said, we're about to ball out. We're about to book first class or the room or the apartment. You're not booking that every single time unless, there are some people in Abu Dhabi that probably are, but I don't know those folks. If you do, like, I would love to be friends with them, but
if you know a sheikh who has decent human rights record, please let us know.
A pet cheetah and a G-Wagon, sure, like call me. Like I am happy to hang out with that person and get some investment advice as well. But just invest in whatever they're investing in, or just borrow $200,000 because they got it, whatever. But the thing is, like I said, the credit card game just turns into a supplement. And I'm saying that personally, even for myself, is because I openly said a million times is that I don't want to pay twice for travel. And the statement that behind that statement is I have all these monthly expenses that I have to buy no matter what. I have to pay for my roof. I have a car. I have gas. I have utilities. I have food. I have dining, all this stuff, right? And then after I spend all that money on all that stuff, and I need a break, I don't want to have to go buy a vacation as well. So the supplement is learning how to take advantage of my everyday spend, create a strategy for myself that maximize that, my plan A drew to my plan B, drew the line to get to my plan B. And that's not an addiction. That's just a different form of investing. Like it's the exact same goal. You put money in the pot, and you want more money when you get it out. So I'm putting my money into these points, and I want this value when I get it out. Now, the simple, going back to the experience side, I've been doing it for so long that I've made so many mistakes that I've learned how to maximize and enhance it in a way that best fits myself. And it's still transitioning. I used to travel solo, and then I met my now wife, and we traveled as a couple. And now we have a kid. Now we're traveling as three. I'm still in this transition, and I'm still figuring it out myself. So I won't necessarily say it's an addiction. It's part of my lifestyle. It's a part of a supplement. But if you're an addicted person, then yes, you could just be addicted to it.
There's that. RJ, your thoughts here?
I already gave my thoughts,
Oh,
didn't I?
geez.
Did I? I think I
Uh,
did.
It's Monday, y'all.
Rewind the
well,
tape. No, I think she did
well,
as well.
okay, we'll go back to the videotape on that one. Sorry. If you did, please cut this out. You know what to do. Sorry. I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. Oh yeah, my final thoughts here. Um, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a gateway drug to a lifetime addiction to luxury travel. Just know that you're spending, as Lonnie said, supplements or subsidizes your travel. Like that is the end goal. Like we want to produce the points from our everyday spend to turn into these better better trips than, we love friend of the show Josh Giebel, but like Josh is content middle seat back of the bus. Maybe we don't want to do that, or we're subjected to flying on a CRJ 100 or 200 or 900, and the CRJ is a reminder that Canada is the reason we have the Geneva Conventions.
Josh is tall too, so wow.
Yeah, he's starting to figure it out.
How tall is he? I did not know that.
He's like 6'1". He's
6'1".
taller than
Six
me.
one. Dang.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Nope. I'm not gonna rant.
He's a little shorter than I am.
Damn,
But
Matt.
anyway, no, I don't think I wouldn't necessarily say it's a gateway drug, but as in all things, if you are someone who gets a taste of something and then that becomes the thing they must aspire to, um, maybe the credit card travel game is not for you. As would be the same thing as, winning around on roulette and turning that round in roulette into figuring out the rules of baccarat and so on and so forth. And mentions of bartenders taking your keys earlier. It's not bad until they drive you home, personally.
Can I just add one more thing before we close this one out? And let's play a small game. Are you addicted to the credit card game? And I'm going to leave it with one question. Are you applying for cards and just earning points without a purpose? If your answer is yes, you're probably addicted.
Yeah.
My opinion. But also, if you don't have a plan B, a point B of a destination you're trying to achieve, not destination as in a geographical location, but what you're actually earning these points on. Oh, I'm just going to get another card and sign up bonus the heck out of it. And then I'm going to get another. And you don't have a purpose, you're probably addicted.
Yeah. If your raison d'etre is to get, 80,000 points a month through whatever means you're going to get 80,000 points a month and you don't know what you're doing with those 80,000 points, that's a problem. Or if you're sitting on, millions of a transfer currency that expires with no goal in sight, there might be a problem.
Unsubscribe me if you're sitting on points that expire and letting them expire.
We call those no thank you points.
Yeah.
Now I got to
cancel
give
my
the title to
subscription.
Tariq this week.
There's still time. But yeah, I'm not going to say it's a gateway drug, but as with all things, if you're the sort of person who takes a little and goes overboard, maybe don't get into the credit card travel game. But it is a way to enhance your travel. It is a way to make life better while traveling. It is a way to, have a thing that you look forward to with the travel that you book, as a way to avoid, the grind if you're 9 to 5. Yeah, I'll leave it there. So we'll go to our last question, and that is, we are bookending with Keith questions this week, and we are closing out all of our unanswered questions. Keith asks, what is the best earning one card setup for the average American family? Consider annual fees, category multipliers, other benefits and protections, and ease of use. I'm going to assume that this is a average American family interested in travel. So we'll presuppose that. He supplements the question with, what should I recommend to family and friends who do not want to optimize with multiple credit cards and are losing money in their current one card crummy setup? He mentions that the hypothetical friends may just be spending only on a Delta card. So I'll open up the answers to RJ first.
So I honestly, and I can't believe I am the person saying this. If you have a single credit card, one credit card that you're running everything through, get a 2% cashback card and just do that. If you're doing a single credit card, I would, and your family, I would recommend that. Now, let me explain, because this is me we're talking about, so there's explanation needed, right? The problem is for a single credit card, there is no one like masterful credit card that I can tell you based on what ecosystem you want to be in. Because if you want to be an Amex, like that's great, but there's not a single Amex card that does everything, right? Like I can say get the platinum, but then you're just earning 1x on 99% of what you're going to do. I can give you the gold, but then you're not really getting any travel perks other than the use of the portal. So like that might be, but you might not, you might want to fly United, which yes, you can use the portal, but like if you only want one card, like probably going to be cashback. And instead of getting the categorized cashback, just get a 2% cashback. I can't believe that would be my suggestion, but that is my suggestion. The other thing I will say, and this is more of a philosophical point, so I'm sorry, Keith, I'm going to get philosophical on you for a moment. I understand why you would see somebody using just a Delta card and think that's a crummy setup. But crummy setups are relative. If you're somebody who wants a ton of Delta miles because you fly a lot and want to be able to use those Delta miles, then that's not a crappy setup for you. Now, you might suggest they get the platinum instead of the gold card for the Delta cards. Maybe they should go up to the reserve, depending on what they're doing with it, and if they want the $1 to or $10 to one thing for Delta, like maybe make those suggestions, but it's only a crummy setup because you're looking at it the way you see credit cards. It might not be a crummy setup to them. And I think, look, I am not above judging people. I could win an Olympic gold medal in judging people. I fully recognize that. But I also try to be intentional about the things I'm judging. Like you bringing 5 gift cards to dinner is one thing, but if you're happy with that one Delta card and put all of your spend through it and get the benefits of all of those miles and use those miles and are happy with it, go with your gut, friend. Like that I'm not going to judge you for. So I think we need to be very careful when we say it's a bad setup because we need to finish the sentence. It is a bad setup for me. It is a bad setup for most people, but it might not be a bad setup for that one person. And maybe it is a bad setup and maybe we can suggest other things, but just saying it's a bad setup because it's a Delta card and you think they can do better, that might not be true. So I think we need to be careful there. And I think we need to be intentional with our language and finish the thought. For me, for most people, for whatever, don't just say it's a bad setup because you don't like it. So that would be my philosophical point there. I yield my time.
There we go. I'm wondering who would win silver in that one. But anyway, Lonnie, your thoughts here.
So, trigger warning, I'm going to have a controversial answer to this one, but if I had to do it today or recommend it today, and the person we're recommending it to could actually fly United, I would say get one of the United Blue card or United Black card, the Explorer or the Club card. And the reason why is because I used to do it. It's how my travel journey started. You can just, it's a one-stop shop. You can get everything you need with United currency. You can get the family on the flight. They all can get free checked bags. You can, sit in the economy plus blue seats. You can book a hotel. You can rent a car, all of it, everything you need, one-stop shop. Now, the trigger part, and this is more future ready. And Keith, you're probably I might lose a friend today, but I have to say, God darn it, the built card, man. it literally can cover, once they open up mortgages. No, hear me out. Once they open up mortgages, they're talking about insurance, they're talking about utilities, right? The one credit card out there that could 100% cover literally like everything that family needs to spend money on. Period. You're going to earn points literally for every dollar you spend as a unit, and $0 annual fee. So even, player one, player two, mom, dad, husband, wife, they could both have their own built card. And then you get a slew of transfer partners, good transfer partners as well. But here's the kicker, is that even though like two people could have two different built cards, like me and my wife, she has her own built card, and you can't share built points, but you can pool United miles, you can pool Hilton points, you can share, or you can send IHG points, and you can share Marriott points for a price depending on how many points you're actually trying to share. You're covered. So I don't necessarily hate to give them credit, because I think Built It will make a small comeback in 2025 and hopefully a really big one in 2026, because I thought they used to be a really great card and then they fell down a little bit. So they got, back up the mountain they need to do this year. But if they can get the insurance covered with extra points, they can get utilities covered with extra points, and they get the mortgages opened up, which we know it's coming this year. For a $0 annual fee, you can't beat that. Call it what it is.
And to add on that, they're looking to add gas and grocery to the neighborhood program, so you don't even need the built card to add additional value. Tariq, we'll go to you, and then I'll close out.
So I think it just depends on what the person, the family, what their goal is, because this isn't a one size fits all answer. I mean, if that was the case, we'll have to go with RJ's 2% cashback card. If they are leaning towards travel, there are options like, for hotels like the IHG Premier, the Choice card, the Black card, I can't remember, the Choice Black MasterCard. There's options that they may not be able to, are good catch all, but if you're okay with getting 1x base on whatever hotel currency, you can get good multipliers on that. For airlines, obviously they're looking at Delta, and depending on what Delta card they have, that might just be their go-to. That might be their forte, and maybe they just make it easier with Delta. Because other than that, you could potentially look at like the Venture X, but that's only if this family individual are okay with potentially using the travel portal, because they're not going to be able to use Delta miles. Maybe they don't even want to deal with the transferable currencies, because we could throw an Amex card on there, whether it be the gold or it be the platinum. But at that point, it would just almost be like a supplement to having a multiple card setup. So it's tough. And I think, like we said, it's almost like a philosophical thing of, that might just be what works for them. That might just be the easiest, and that might be the most frictionless avenue for them, because we could really go deep into the weeds and go flowchart crazy on trying to figure out what would be the best one card setup. In reality, there isn't many great one card setups for a whole setup, for a travel strategy that we have. All of us are using probably at least 3 cards or more in order to make the setup work. So trying to consolidate it into one card is hard. I always talk about, for me, the IHG Premier, but that's just for me trying to earn IHG points. My IHG points aren't going to really do well for me if I want to earn for United or vice versa. So it may just be what works for them. And, you can't get to everybody. And, you know, maybe that's just what we need to keep our game going, because there's got to be some people who use the platinum card for everything, and that don't use the credits, so that everybody else who knows the game can benefit from those. Because if everybody benefit from them, then Amex might take them away. So you might just have to be kind of happy in a twisted way that they are only using one card. They're only using the Delta card, because that may be the reason why Delta cards have the benefits that they have.
Also, how you end up with 1% of US GDP spent through Delta cards. Um, so the pie in the sky answer here would be American Express would just come out with a 2x flat earning customer card, because then you could move all of those 2x points to Delta with no problem. Now, consider annual fees, category multipliers, benefits, protections, ease of use. So if this is a family interested in travel, as much as I find the card somewhat overrated, as much as I'm not a huge fan of the card, the Venture X would cover this family incredibly, especially now with Capital One offers doing not only percentage back as a statement credit, there's also the option of earning additional points on whatever spend with the merchant. One thing, if they're not willing to learn the intricacies of a multiple credit card setup, which most people don't necessarily want to, you could introduce things like Rakuten, like Upside, like Dosh doesn't count anymore, but any of these cashback apps or restaurant or receipt earning apps. Now you're trading data for money in the form of gift cards, and I don't know how the average family feels about that, but there are ways to go outside of the credit card game to extract more value from your credit card spend and your everyday spend. So, that's definitely something to look at. I mean, if you pay for Amazon Prime, you get through the Earnify app, you get 10 cents off per gallon at like multiple gas retailers. They're all like the same company, but like Route 66, Texaco, and AMPM. So if you are in an area where you go to Texaco or AMPM or Route 66 gas stations, you're saving 10 cents per dollar because of a service you already pay for. And that 10 cents per dollar for gas is going to add up over the course of the year, especially as gas prices ebb and flow, because we were promised 99-cent gas and that ain't ever coming. So yeah, deal with that. But if this family is traveling, I would say if they are Delta loyalists, okay, they're going to stick with the Delta card. If they are interested in learning the aspects of travel cards and using points and all of that, the Venture X can do a lot. If they're not interested in travel, a flat 2% cashback card or a flat 2x points earning card, and you can transfer your points out at 1 cent per point for at least 2% cash back. Great. They can learn other ways to gain and extract more value, like whatever because someone like that is going to be a creature of habit. What grocery store do they go to? Make sure you sign up for their reward program so that they can save on groceries and convert those points into additional savings down the line. Look into other options to give them more cash back on the spend that they're already doing. But without knowing the intricacies of this, the average American family, how much they want to travel, how much they do travel, how much they don't travel, flat 2% cashback earning card is probably going to do them a lot more. They're going to come out further ahead with that than not. And the best 2x travel card would be the Venture X.
It's also like it's okay that they don't
Travel.
want to do the hobby. Like
Yeah.
it's okay. I understand that like one of the aspects of the community is we all think we're very smart and we have like learned this thing that like, oh my God, I can't believe everybody doesn't do this, but like it's okay like to not. Like there are things in life that it's okay to just opt out of and go with what makes you happy or what is simpler for you, or you know, you're maxing out your IRA and you have stocks and like you're into that and you're not into like credit card rewards. Like it's okay. Like not everything is for everybody. It is okay. You might think they're throwing away their money and it is foolish. And in some senses they are, but in other senses they're happier not doing it. And that is also okay. Like it is okay.
I mean, yeah, we're with there. I mean, with credit cards, it intermingles with personal finance communities like niches as well. And there are certain personal finance heads that even say that us even holding one, let alone the dozens that we have, we're all stupid and we're paying thousands upon thousands of dollars just to the bank. So they think we're stupid for holding credit cards. Keith, you may think that they're throwing or leaving value on the table for only using the Delta card. Everyone's going to think that their opinion is right, and everyone else thinks that everyone else is stupid. So don't lose your head trying to see where they're coming from, or don't try to lose your head thinking that they could do better when they're completely happy or satisfied doing what they're doing.
There we go. Lonnie, any final thoughts here?
No, I think RJ and Tariq just closed that out pretty nice. It's not for everyone. Not everyone's, going to do the exact same thing or spend their money in the exact same way. And I fully get that. Now, I'm not going to double down on that because I don't have the full background or context. I don't know if your friend is asking for help or if you're literally asking for a friend. But yeah, I mean, we all spend our money on different things. RJ has a bunch of Funko Pops behind her, and everyone has seen my wall. So I have no soapbox to stand on. Nobody needs this. But I spent money on it, got a really good deal and a point stack crap out of it too. But anyway, the point of it is that I just want to answer the question at face value. So I'm not going to add anything to what RJ or Tariq said. I'm not going to take anything away from it either.
I'm not going to lie. I low-key kind of feel bad for Keith because whenever he asks a question, we all get all philosophical on him. I mean, remember the built card question that he asked a few episodes ago? So
stop asking things that can be turned into a philosophical comment if you don't want philosophical answers, Keith.
RJ, do you need a Snickers?
I think we all.
I took a nap before the podcast, so I've got an abundance of energy.
You should have the Snickers.
I think
if I had a Snickers right now, it would be really good. I'd be really happy, but I don't have any Snickers.
I just feel bad because I
that's
feel
my
like,
point. You would be really happy.
Not you when you're hungry. I think at this point, Keith's gonna just put in the podcast no philosophical question in parentheses before asking his question. He's gonna be like answer at face value.
Now in a Snickers butterscotch scoop. They're really good. Anyway, all right, so that'll do it for our questions. As always, if you want to leave a question, use the comment section of our Friday Q&A videos as just a request, but any video will work. You can always email the stackyourpoints@gmail.com, and you join our Discord server and ask in the podcast questions section of the Discord. As always, we appreciate your time. Thanks for watching the questions. All right, there we go. That'll do it for this episode of Stack Your Points. As always, if you like what we do, hit the like and subscribe as we are close to 300 subscribers and on our push to 500 subscribers. Please subscribe on YouTube. If you do not watch us on YouTube and you listen to the Saturday show, please give us 5 stars on the podcatcher of your choice. That will also greatly help the reach of this show. If always just feel free to drop a comment on any of our videos. Reach out via the email address and check out the Discord as well. So, RJ, where can folks find you on the vast expanses of the internet as we wrap up here?
Right now, just check me out on the Stack Your Points Discord. I do have Do You Take Cards on YouTube. That is on a current hiatus for family reasons.
Absolutely. Tariq, best place to find you as well.
Yeah, that's going to be the Stack Your Points Discord and Reeks Rewards. Once I can finally stop that perfection in my recording. I've done a few takes. I don't like them. And, that perfectionist brain won't stop moving.
You're not going to like them for like 6 months to a year, so just post it.
Got it.
I second that. Just post it.
Me three. And Lonnie, best places to find you.
You can find me right here on YouTube at Call Me Lonnie, all one word. Lonnie is spelled L-A-N-I, or you can also find me in the Stack Your Points Discord, also under Call Me Lonnie. So send me a message or at me, and I will respond.
Likewise, I'm also on the Stack Your Points Discord. You can find me on YouTube at Matt Clausen. I talk about general credit card stuff, credit card news, my credit card wish lists and things like that. It's not always based in reality, but it's my channel and you guys are coming to watch it, so why not? Closing in on 1,600 subscribers, hoping to get to 2,000 by the midpoint of the year, ideally. But as always, if you like what we do, hit the like and subscribe. Feel free to leave us a comment. Join the Stack Your Points Discord as well, and we will talk to you next week.